All right. So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm here interviewing the band Parallels. So guys, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Mo. I play the drums for the band Parallels.
I'm John. I play guitar.
And I'm Justin. I'm the singer.
Awesome. So
Ow.
you guys have a new single that correct me if I'm wrong, but it dropped already, right? Or is it dropping very soon?
This Friday,
So it's dropping this Friday, and
Friday the
it's called.
13th.
There you go, and it's called Dancer, right? But spelled DNCR. It's kind of an acronym.
Yeah.
So why don't you walk me through kind of what it stands for, what got you guys to that process?
So when I knew that I wanted to use some dark techno sounds and some like minimal techno sounds, because I love the genre. So when John and I started working on the instrumentals for the track, just as a working title, um, we called it Dancer. We saved it as Dancer. And when the time came to give it a real name, we kind of were, I'm sure many people in bands can relate. We kind of got like, attached to the working
Get
title in a
married.
way. Yeah, married to it a bit. And we found a way to make it fit so that it wasn't just something for us. It would mean something for everyone.
And it is an
Right.
acronym, so it's DNCR, so it's Do Not Comply, Resist, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
So I mean, definitely feels kind of politically charged, and I mean, I don't know if we want to go that route, but um, you know, was there a specific moment or experience that kind of defined not only the lyrics in the song, but the title as well?
I mean, lyrically, it was kind of personal at first because we wrote this song a little while ago, and I remember thinking that I wanted to write something about what is this reality? What do we live in? You know what I mean? Because as an agnostic person, you just you don't know, right? So that's what I wanted to write about, and that's what Justin and John helped me write about. And what we came to as a for some symbolism as a metaphor was using some visuals from the movie The Matrix, the film The Matrix, because they kind of capture that message in the best way, really. And so here we are, fast forward, and all this crazy stuff is happening all over the world. And this song that we have lyrically is so fitting for what's going on. So we knew that we had to fully lean into it. You know, we couldn't shy away from it. We couldn't be afraid of it, even though it is nerve wracking for sure, because we've never done anything like this before. But yeah, we knew that we had to. You know, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's interesting how the perspective of the song changed over the last few years from
Yeah.
writing the lyrics and then kind of discovering this meaning we were getting at before we really knew what it was.
Yeah. It's. I remember you and I, John. We were sitting on a couch. We were watching what? Like Judgment. Not Judgment Day. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and it's like a kind of all doing like a full circle moment here because it's like they like Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, the Terminator, comes back from the future essentially to save, you know, Sarah Connor, John Connor, and all that stuff. And it was like, oh, there's going to be like this huge, like, Skynet. All right, we'll just take that from the top.
That's them right now.
They're like, stop talking about
Honestly,
it.
I don't think many people have seen Terminator, so we could just cut this. I don't think anyone's gonna get the
Yeah,
reference.
yeah. What is
Pretty
Terminator?
movie.
You know, no, but for sure.
All right, I'm back.
But
So,
yeah, no, it certainly
why don't
went
you-
full circle.
we were just, watching Terminator, watching The Matrix. Those two movies really sparked the lyrics that are in this song, and getting to the point that we are at now in society, and with the government and stuff like that. It all just is starting to make sense in some really weird, fucked up way.
Yeah, the first verse ends with the line, "You'll never know what it feels like to be free." So like lyrically, it's a pretty heavy song, right? Like you guys are touching on some pretty crazy topics. So, and John, you mentioned this song's kind of been in the making for a few years, so it seems like a pretty fleshed out project. Did the music come first for this, or was this more kind of lyrically charged, and then the music kind of just came naturally from the lyrics?
It was really the the music came first. We were just trying to write something really aggressive, and it turned out the lyrics came out very aggressive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I remember having a conversation with John again about just like wanting to do something involving some techno sounds, and as John always does, it you may at latest it was the next day. It might have been the same day where he sent me a demo of like instrumentals, and the riff that you hear on the track today was on there like day one. Um, so yeah, kudos to John. He really just knows how my head works, and we were on the same page all the time, and the instrumentals came together really well.
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, you can definitely hear some kind of core parallels, right? Some like those big choruses and like those punchy hooks. But as you mentioned, Mo, it is kind of with that like darker techno vibe, which is something kind of new that we're experiencing now. So for this single, was it more of a collaborative process? Did someone kind of take lead and then you guys jumped in and filled in the blanks? How did that process go when it came to actually writing the song?
One of my favorite things about this song. It was the most collaborative
Mhm.
between the three of us, um, to the point where the second chorus of the song is literally Justin wrote the first half of it, and I wrote the second half of it. Um, you know, Justin wrote the first verse, I wrote the second verse. John had a bunch of lyrics in there. John's always helping with lyrics as well as the instrumentals. He's a great lyricist. So this was super collaborative, and that's one of my favorite parts when I look back, writing this song. It was just we were really in the zone together.
Yeah, and a lot of credit to JD too because we brought him both choruses. We were telling him
Oh
we're not
yeah,
sure which one to pick, and he was like, "Put them together."
Put them both.
yeah. He's like just using both,
Yeah,
so
So
that
speaking
was
of
nice.
JD, with JD, you're referring to Justin the Black, correct? Producing
Justin
on the
DeBlieck,
song,
yes,
the Bleak. So
correct.
like, what made him the producer for this single?
I think he's one of the best producers in metalcore, period. And when I shot him a message or an email, I'm not sure what it was, and he responded and he said yes. I wish we had those text messages. I wish I had like my phone records of how many people I called, like screaming and celebrating, because to me it was just a massive deal. You know what I mean? This guy works with some of my favorite bands. He's the founding member of Ice Nine Kills, which is one of my favorite bands. And he's just like, yeah, yeah, your music's dope. I'll work with you guys, cool.
Mhm.
And it was one of the most smooth processes of working with any producer. He's the nicest guy. Everyone on his team are the most kind people, and yeah, I'm just very grateful. We all are, that he took us on like right away, no questions asked. He's like, "Cool, man. Yeah, let's do it."
Was there anything that Justin brought to the table that really helped production to the next level that maybe you guys haven't done in the past, or just new things you learned from him yourself?
It was our first remote recording experience.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep, we were not unfortunately we didn't get to be in the room with him, so we recorded everything remotely. And you would think there'd be more complications and parts that were, because when you record any song, there's definitely a good chance that things are not going to click for whatever reason. And if you're recording remotely, you would think even more so that that's going to happen. But on the contrary, it was so smooth, no hiccups. I don't think, not that I could think of.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely for me, it was at that time like one of or the most challenging songs that we like had made um up to that point. I mean, just in terms of what we were trying to achieve, um and the vocal styling that we were trying to go for. I remember every day that we tracked vocals, I was just trying to lay it in as hard as I could, deliver those face melting screams and all that stuff. And it really, it taught me that I had a lot more um, that I didn't know I had until that point. So it was definitely one of those moments that I was like, fuck yeah.
Do you think some
Yeah.
of the some of that push you were receiving, Justin, was that from working with someone like JD? Did that kind of like light a fire under your ass to just push yourself a little harder to really get some of that creativity out there that you wanted?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, even aside from JD, like, guys like Zach Williams from Dead Eyes and, Ricky Armelino, Ice Nine Kills, like those guys really like they laid the foundation for me to, show me like, hey, you got
Michael
something here.
Guevara's from Enox. We have to put in there too,
Yeah.
big
And
time.
Michael DeBars from Enox too. Like these guys are so instrumental to the way that I attack, tracking vocals and the way that I work when I'm in the studio. So it's with
I've seen those guys. Yeah, sorry.
no, like without them, like I don't have the voice that I do, honestly.
I've seen those guys push Justin's voice to a point where it's like
Yeah.
almost like just to be mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but they've really from Justin's voice naturally. He's always been an incredible singer from before I met him. The first demo that I ever heard from him, already he sounded amazing. But over the years that he's been in this band and working with the producers that we've got to work with, the guys we just named, they have turned his voice and they've turned Justin as a frontman into something totally different. And without them, we wouldn't be here. So
That's super awesome. So, I mean, you guys have had a lot of great productions in the past, but bringing in a name like JD, did that production process shape the final version of Dancer in any means, from kind of your original concept to what is going to be released on Friday the 13th?
for the chorus, in a big way,
Were there,
definitely.
were there like any moments in the studio that where you can definitely feel the shift in that production and in the song? And if so, can you shed some light on that? Especially since it was as you say, completely remote experience.
You guys can tell the story better because I actually wasn't on this part of the call, but when I hopped, JD had changed the way the chorus is strummed. That's just like the strumming technique of it, and it was like such a crazy difference.
Yeah. And what's interesting is he really adopted what we were already doing with the synth sounds and kind of the almost like house music sounds that it had in it. And then his addition to the chorus, he created this arpeggio over it that really just changed the whole thing. Like something we hadn't even thought of, but he could hear what we were going for and what we were already doing and just expand on it in such an incredible way.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, from that moment, it was kind of like that light bulb that just went off. It's like, wow, like something so simple
Yeah,
made such a drastic change.
and when you have a producer who gets, like John said, like who understands what your band's trying to do, and you're all on the same page, that's when great things happen.
Mhm.
Do you guys see yourself working with JD in the future? Or is that already in the works, or can you talk on that?
I would have that man on retainer. if
Yeah, absolutely.
I would very much like to work with him as many times as I can. Again, yes.
Yeah.
Sick to hear. Sick to hear. So, how does Dancer kind of represent where Parallels is creatively now compared to where it was, let's say, during its first single release?
Um,
Mm.
I would say creatively, a more mature or a bigger version, I suppose, of what it always was. Creatively, we always knew that, and of course, from Party of One, John wasn't in the band yet, so the addition of John. But even the reason why John worked with us so well is because it just was so natural. Like he was already doing, and he already knew what we were going for, and so he just came right in, and it was just perfect. So from what Parallels was from Party of One, creatively to today, I would say we've just gotten better at what we always wanted to do, which was diversity. We never wanted to be one thing. We certainly never wanted to follow any trends or any fads. We just want to make great music for as many people as we can.
Yeah. this one feels like the first song I've fully done with you guys. 'Cause even Murder House could be that, but that was already a demo you had that I rewrote with you guys. This is like
Yeah.
fully a song we wrote together.
Yeah, John. Yeah, like I remember like you and I, we were just like even the days of tracking, just like it was just you, me, and we were just like trying to hammer out as many details as possible when it came to like melody and the structure of the song. And Mo called and would be on the calls with us too and stuff like that. So like you having your hand in this song was such a major shift for the band as well. So
John, kind of stepping into a band that's kind of had its run for a few years already. Like, what was that kind of transition like? Did it blend real well? I mean, I'm pretty confident you kind of knew the guys already in the scene, so I'm sure it wasn't awkward. Mo's awkward. I heard he likes to touch, but
the That's true.
Ended up being a
The
good
Party of
blend.
One video.
Yeah, I'd already worked with the guys and shot their first music video, so I knew them well enough already. We knew we worked well together, so it was nice, easy transition.
now speaking of the Party of One video, is there going to be some visuals for Dancer that we can expect? And I know there's been some like teaser, the visuals that we've been seeing on social media, but is there going to be a full-fledged video in the works?
Big time.
Mhm.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes. John, Justin, why don't you take us through what we did for the music video so far in terms of the performance shots with Mr. Horhan?
So we have our manager Dan Horhan, who honestly I feel
Hit
like should
hit the claps. Hit the clap sounds for Mr.
yeah.
Horhan.
Hold on, wait, Mr. Dan E. Horhan.
Yay.
All right, I'm not sure if that picked up, but he was so gracious enough to lend us his studio and his equipment and even
His
record
talents, most of
and
all.
and shoot this video for us. And the performance shots that he got of us were so like next level for us. They like I'm honestly like I mean John's probably seen like somewhat close to this level of production, or maybe not, I don't know, but this is like the highest level of production that I've seen for a music video of our size, of a band our
That we've been a part of, certainly.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I mean just those performance shots that we got, um they're going to make this music video look insane.
So we know
Yeah.
the single release date is going to be Friday the 15th. Is there a date? Is the video dropping same day, or is that going to be in the future?
To be determined.
We love a cliffhanger.
We're not going to make make you guys wait too long.
Yeah.
It'll come out tastefully timed, but it's going to come out a little bit afterwards. Shortly
Insert the SpongeBob 7 years later. No.
We're gonna make you beg for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Is there a particular message you wanted your listeners to take away from Dancer?
There was, so that I actually had a conversation. I remember the day that I had this thought, and I had a conversation with John and Justin, and I called our manager Dan Horan, and I had the same conversation with him. And I'm so happy that they all said, yeah, Mo, like, yeah, we're with you. This is the right call. What I noticed was when I was on social media recently, and just trying to listen to new music and stuff like that, I felt so haunted by the breaking news that would be coming out what felt like every day, and what feels like now it's like every few hours there's breaking news, whether it's about the Epstein files, as a Palestinian, what's happening in my country, what's happening to, as an American, what's happening to my country. It was gutting every day, man. It was really hard to try to just act like, hey, like, guys, we have a new song coming out. Like, check out this song. Like, look at us in this video, like the way we typically do it. That's how it's fun. We love doing that stuff, but we couldn't. We knew we couldn't do it for this one. I knew we couldn't do it for this one. And so when I called these guys and I was like, can we make it about what's going on today? Like, can we make it about everyone? Can you know? They were like, yes, dude, absolutely, yeah. You know, you're like totally. We're gonna go this way.
Now, I was graciously honored with the track, before this call. So I'm sure you've probably shared it to a few close people in your circle. Have you received different interpretations of the song than you expected?
Everyone, I hope this doesn't sound arrogant. Everyone loves it as much as we do. That I've showed it to all my friends, my family, who a lot of them don't listen to this genre of music. One of my best friends called me while he was listening to it in his car, screaming. He's like, "Bro, this is amazing! This is you guys! This is crazy!" So, yeah, no, everyone's been very supportive, and the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive.
All right, I think I get pretty much one closing question, and that's simply, what do you hope the fans feel when they hear Dancer for the first time this coming Friday?
I hope they feel like they're not alone with what's going on, and it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to feel vulnerable, but you are never by yourself.
Mm-hmm. And if the song could be a pressure valve for you,
Yeah.
something that just kind of, you can, all that stuff, all the anxiety, everything that's building up, if you can alleviate some of that, I hope it can.
Yeah, for me, just with the lyrical content, it's in the climate of the world right now, it's an uncomfortable thing to talk about, but so long as we all stick together and fight against all of this stuff, you can find comfort within the uncomfortable, so
Well said.
that's what I hope people take away from this song.
Awesome, awesome. Well, had an awesome time talking to you guys about Dancer, and I guess I'm a huge liar. One last question: you guys are known to put on crazy live shows. Are you stoked to perform this show live for the first time? And is there any date in mind on when we get to see this happen live?
Right now, we don't have any official shows booked. We are in the process of booking a bunch, but nothing official. But a lot of shows are coming very soon. A lot more releases. Yeah, the band is extremely motivated right now. We're in a great place, so we're gonna deliver.